Hello, lovely evening. Welcome. This is Scorecard on Citi TV. My name is Fentio Tahiri Fentio. Coming up over the next 90 minutes, Ghana Premier League action. Kotoko, a Tuga, missed two crucial penalties, and Kotoko were made to pay for their profligacy. But the Porcupine Warriors lead at the top of the Premier League remains unassailable. We take it to the English Premier League, where Liverpool dropped points and Man City took full advantage, stretching the lead at the top to 3 points, with 3 games to the end of the season. In the Serie A title race, AC Milan and Inter Milan are ensuring that the race goes straight down to the wire. Milan now with a 2-point lead at the top with just 2 games to the end of the campaign. We've got a couple of shocks to talk about. Carlos Alcaraz, a 19-year-old Spaniard, is causing shockwaves across the tennis world. After beating Rafael Nadal, Djokovic, he's now won his 4th title of the season. Speaking of shocks, Canelo Alvarez was also shocked by Russian light heavyweight fighter Dmitry Bivol, handing Alvarez his 2nd defeat of his career. We've got all of that plus F1 and some very interesting pictures to show you here on the show. It's live and interactive. Send me a message on the WhatsApp number +233 550 585 832. I'll read your messages, share them with the rest of our viewers from across the globe. Alternatively, you can send me a message using the hashtag Scorecard on Twitter. That is my preferred mode. So let me hear from you, your thoughts on all of the weekend sporting action, whether it's on Man United's humiliation or Arsenal's narrow victory over Leeds United. I'm interested in your thoughts. So send them to me. Use the hashtag Scorecard on Twitter. We'll take a very short break right now. When we come back, I will introduce my very astute guest, and then we can start showing you some highlights. Welcome back to Scorecard on Citi TV. All right, like I said, there's quite a lot to look back on, including the CAF Champions League, where the boys are now getting separated from the men, Al Ahly, and with that, Casablanca taking very convincing first leg leads from their semi-final matches. All right, my guests tonight, as usual, Coach Christopher Nimley and Daniel Cranting are here. Coach, how are you?
I'm very well.
We thank God. Happy Mother's Day to your wife, your mother, your...
Allow me to wish them myself. Don't be doing that. You don't have a wife, so throw the baton and let me deal with the team properly.
Yeah, go on.
To all the mothers in Ghana, we say Happy Mother's Day, especially to my mom, Comfort Badger, 82, 83 years.
Wow.
She's been so wonderful to me. And of course, to my beautiful wife, Mrs. Susan Obribia Nimley. She's given me 3 beautiful daughters.
That's true.
And I say happy birthday, happy Mother's Day, sweetheart. This is your husband. I love you.
Okay. We all love you.
We all love you.
Yeah, we love you. Don't worry. Because you see, and we appreciate you a lot for coaching me, for everything you do for you, especially after yesterday. It's very important.
Oh, definitely. When I go to home, she stepped in and made sure I was happy. That is guaranteed. It has never been in doubt.
After the horror show of yesterday,
I do
you have
say
to uplift your mood.
Look, you should have seen her when you people failed to qualify against Real Madrid. I had to step in. And I did that diligently. So yesterday, virtually, it was a 10.
Daniel, how are you? That's some very colorful socks you have there. I'm not sure what's going on there.
Why is the cameraman in a hurry?
No, today you look very colorful. Yellow, blue, orange.
See, I actually didn't take a look at it. Look at what he's done. Look.
Why is Doji in a hurry? What is he doing? No, but you see, I'm very happy.
They are nice. Big guy.
I'm very happy today. Today is Mother's Day.
You are.
Yeah,
it's quite a lot. It's quite a lot for us to deal with on the show today. So let's start showing you some highlights. Let's begin with the Ghana Premier League like we do always. First up, Friday night, Great Olympics took on Brecum Chelsea. They beat them by 2-0.
We'll kick off, and right away, it is Sule Ibrahim who's trying this effort. Bashiru is calling, yes. He gets a response. Here is Bashiru. Squeeze one to Ama, trying to create a space. Oh, what a beauty! Accra Great Olympics are up by 1-0. Great goal from Amos the Champon.
Just brilliant. And the build-up to the goal is exceptional as well. Good hold-up play by Ama. Used his strength really well, his body as well. Laid it off to his man who was arriving, Amos the Champon.
Abdul Bashir's cross in. That's some good goalkeeping from Malik Jado. Anani on his right foot. Ismaila comes out, but there's a collision with Obin, who disagrees with the call of the referee, Kelvin Obin. Edwin Kufuor's cross, Kelvin's Obin's header, and it goes over for a goal kick.
Because that gives Akameko the chance to warm up properly.
Half time at the Accra Sports Stadium. Great Olympics 1. Brekum Chelsea 0.
And I tell you what, they were the better side overall in that first half. Just couldn't find the equalizer. And
oh, good play from Abekwe in the box now. What a miss! Samuel Ama.
It's past this man. I think defender comes down to, yeah, he has no excuse. Absolutely no excuse.
It is Sule. Good goalkeeping. And Olympics, they have the second goal, but the flag goes up. Yep. Now Abekwe for his brother Ashikwe, and the brothers combine to double the lead for Great Olympics. Samuel Ashikwe climbs off the bench, assisted by his brother Abekwe.
Question if the goalkeeper should have gone down as he did. Yeah, maybe he went down too easily or too early, but never mind. Ismaila Saidu.
All right, so that's that. A great win for Great Olympics, winning by 2-0. On Saturday, House of Folk visited Bechem United. Bechem were chasing Kotoko, needed to win to keep alive any hopes of winning the Premier League title. It ended in a 1-1 draw. Take a look.
Referee Prempe gets us underway as Bechem United will be playing from right to left. Very short one finds Clinton Dodu. He can latch on from a distance.
And against Loka with a lovely back heel. Clinton Dodu with that pace. Here, was he fouled? Referee says no. But still against Loka, will keep that ball alive. With that shot on goal. Took a wicket, bounce in front of Atta.
He goes back to Salifu. Oh, that was close. Goalkeeper Abdullahi spilled that in the process. Yes, Karim. Atta comes out bravely. Clinton fires from a distance and misses narrowly. All having a goal at it.
And you look at that goal again, the combination between Abdul Karim and Clinton Dodu. But you see, Owusu was in an offside position, that's true. But if the ball hits Mohamed Al-Assad, he will be playing him on. And it will be just a tap-in from Emmanuel Owusu.
And Accra has an opportunity. Oh, yes. They get themselves back in the game.
Amazing finish from the young chap again. And I told you he needed to come into the game there, into the game alive. He's brought House of Folk back into the game.
Really took his time. Long, enterprising pass from Ansamboche.
And here he has everything to do. He controlled with a tie and then the shot on goal. Excellent.
Referee blows his whistle for half-time. So there we go. Now comes into the 18-yard box. There's a struggle for it. Back pass there. Oh, quick reflex from the goalkeeper. And a double save.
Super save.
Gives the ball away. Accra has a fucking net. Chance to score again. Point blank save by Idrisu.
All right, so the points were shared in Bechem. Kotoko then had the opportunity to increase the lead at the top. They hosted the Joanna Stars, was always supposed to be difficult. In the end, it was a 1-1 draw in the most dramatic fashion. Kotoko were awarded 2 penalties, both of which Etuga missed before Adriana grabbed the equalizer in 90+1.
To right, from defense through the middle, and then they launch themselves straight into attack. Sharif Mohammed lays on the pass. The cross is on, could be first goal. Oh, a blunder there. Mohammed Sharif, Christopher Netty, he can dig one through with his right, decides to go for the pass. Header on target. That was close.
Still Brit.
In figure, this looks good for the porcupines. Oh, thunder strike from who else?
What a way to score your 19th goal of the season. And just look at the celebration. Not even looking at the right, he knows where the Cameroonian is. And that pass was excellent, and the finish, super finish.
Well, I can't say the same for the Porcupine Warriors, as they will be glad to go into the half-time break. Let's see whether the men up front can do justice on the other side, as Yaya Mohammed gets the second half underway. Good turn by Brighter J. He's got his eyes on target, but he pushes the ball up a bit too much. Good recovery once again.
If they get twisted and turning down the right side, look at the link up between the two Cameroonians. And
well, he's got 19 already. And Frank Mbella Etuga is saved by Joseph Ado. Oh, there's almost always a first.
In the moment, Etuga was here thinking, where should I put it? No movement from the goalkeeper, went down the right side, and that was a quick save, brilliant save. Amazing stuff. Onto the Indum Stadium, Elmina Sharks 2, Wafa 2. Big game. We've done 84 minutes there.
For my money, he's worked totally hard here today. Lays on the pass to Etuga. Etuga is brought down, but was that a fair challenge? Appease the gods, as it were. Wow. And again, a little bit of credit to Joseph Ado. He guessed right again.
Yeah, he's not moving on the line.
Ball floated in by Jenfi. The header is on. Oh! That is it. That is the equalizing goal by Bright Ajay. And look at the bend on the ball. Up went Bright Ajay.
Yep, that's what happens when you don't convert your chances. Bright Ajay with a late equalizer there to deny Asante Kotoko victory. Nonetheless, Kotoko remain some 12 points clear at the top. Let me show you the full results from match week 28 before I show you the table. So Great Olympics victory there over Chelsea. Between United's draw with Hearts of Oak. Midiama, they beat Ashanti Gold 2-0. Elmina Sharks and Wafa drew 2-0. 11 Wonders beat Karela 2-1. Dreams FC and RTU. I could have guaranteed last Wednesday that much RTU were not going to lose. They didn't. 2-2 draw. Bribiani Gold Stars, 2-1 wins over King Faisal. Kotoko 1-0 against the General Stars. Accra Lions and Legon Cities is tomorrow. Now, listen to this. King Faisal, that defeat for King Faisal was their 8th defeat in their last 10 matches. So in 10 games, King Faisal have lost, in fact, not just in 10 games, in their last 10 matches, King Faisal have lost a whopping 8 of them, with 2 ending in draw. So no win in 10. That run is the reason, I'm showing you the table now, King Faisal, for the first time this season, have been drawn into the relegation zone. And they might just not be able to leave there after all. So there you see them in 16th position. They escaped relegation by the skin of their teeth last season. They started this season brilliantly. There was talk of winning the title. But after 28 matches, that's where they find themselves now. At the top, though, Kotoko's lead remains unassailable. With 6 matches to the end of the season, they have a comfortable 12-point lead. 9-point lead, 9-point lead at the top, not 12. 9-point lead at the top. House of Oak, of course, are the ones that are 12 points behind Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Namely, quick thoughts on the results from the weekend before we move it on to CAF Champions League stuff.
Look, without wasting much time on these, there was no contest. I think our league is checked out. Kotoko is already champions.
Yeah, in waiting. Yeah.
In waiting. Because if you look at what Bichim,
Bichim? Yes, Bichim.
If you look at what they are doing, they don't intend to make this a competition. Because one would have thought that there have been so many opportunities where they've had a chance to actually close the gap and put a bit of pressure on Kotoko to make this very interesting.
3 chances.
3. And on all occasions, they just seem to falter. And for me, the quality of the football friend is very, very bad. Kotoko leads the league not because they
so
are
good.
that good. No, they are not that good. So I don't expect anything from them in the Champions League.
I mean, they can improve. Obviously, they won't take the same team to
Forget
Africa.
it. It's not going to happen.
No, let's just say that they won't take the same team. So just say that
There's
they
sort
will need
of-
massive improvement.
there's-
That's a
there's-
fair thing to say.
No, even if you bring in more players, you need
It's not
time
just
to...
more players. We're talking about improvement.
This
Not-
crop of players, they've got no improvement to do. This is the peak.
Coach, don't do that.
Oh, Maza.
Coach, don't
Look,
do that. You need
that
to
is-
give them the benefit
I'm
of the
saying
doubt.
that they are playing at their peak. This current crop of Kotoko players, what sort of improvement do you think you see in them? There's nothing to improve upon. So they will not go. They'll go to Africa.
I disagree. You're saying that.
Okay, we are here. We'll come back here,
I-
isn't it? We'll come back.
This team can be improved by a few signings here and there. And some proper preseason somewhere.
They will have to do proper recruitment in every
That's what I'm saying. So
in
that's
every
what-
department.
And every department. They don't need another left back.
The
Tomorrow
entire
is
back
a
four.
top left back.
Look, the goalkeeper, the entire back 4 needs to be changed.
The goalkeeper.
You're saying a Black Stars defender in Ganu has to be changed. Isn't good enough. for
Have you
Africa.
been impressed by Ganu? If you look at the standard of the African Champions League that we are coming to show in some few seconds, you think Ganu can step in there?
Why not?
This
He played
shaky-
against South Africa and he had a really good game.
Boy, we'll come back.
Imoro is fantastic.
Kawori will come back. It's just a matter of time. It will happen.
Okay.
So again, if you look at the Hasselhoff Bichim, look, is it that our pitches are so bad?
Yeah, the House of Obichim, the pitch didn't help the football.
You can see team passing the ball. Look, it's terrible.
Yeah.
It's very, very terrible. And the earlier the people managing our game sit down and try to address that problem. What is it that we cannot get proper pitches? Is it that the teams don't have training pitches and therefore they train and play
I
on
really
the
don't
same
know what
pitch?
the issue is.
What
Because
is the
it's
problem?
sometimes it's incomprehensible. Was it an issue of water?
Even the Accra Sports Stadium, look, even you see the chance that the Accra
Olympics, yeah.
Olympics players miss.
It's the pitch.
It's
the
obviously
pitch.
the
The Accra
pitch.
Sports
Look at the
Stadium,
bounce.
yeah.
Look at the bounce.
Wow.
And you see this, and I read on Twitter, somebody said this is the miss of the season. In fact, that was what made me watch the video. But when I look at it as a coach, I said, come on, man. You cannot blame the boy. It has to do with the pitch. If this is at Anfield, Old Trafford, the Bernabeu, you see that the ball will just be rolling. Then simple tapping. He scores with cheeky ease. No difficulty at all. But the pitch made the ball look so bad, a footballer. It made it so awful. So for me, look, we've got a long way to go.
Okay.
I wait to see when a Ghanaian team will go to Africa, look, and show class. I think we are 10 years away from going
From
to
being
Africa.
competitive.
I'm telling you.
Right, now, by being competitive, Nimli is talking about this level. All right, we are at the semi-final stage of the CAF Champions League. Al Ahly won the trophy last season. They're in the semi-finals again. They hosted Algerian side ES in the first leg, and they absolutely pummeled them by 4-0. Gustav Pito Mosimani, not sure what he's doing there. It's amazing work he's doing with Al Ahly. The other semi-final was between Petro Atletico of Angola and Wydad Casablanca of Morocco. That match ended 3-1 for the away team. Right, so that's what it is. That's the level Coach Nimli is talking about. So Wydad Casablanca, the team that eliminated Hearts of Oak at the start of this competition, has made it all the way to the semi-finals, and they've taken a very commanding lead from the first leg. Al Ahly, on the other hand, 4-0 winners from the first leg. So it's looking very, very likely that Wydad will come up against Al Ahly in the final. We'll take a very short break here on Scorecard. When we come back, I've got some of your messages, and then we can start showing you some Premier League action as well. You're watching Scorecard on Citi TV. My name is Fentio Tahir Fentio. Let's switch our attention to some Premier League action, beginning with Chelsea. They hosted Wolverhampton Wanderers with their new owner, Todd Bowley, watching from the Abramovich box. It ended in a 2-2 draw. All right, so that's that. 5 matches now in the Premier League. Chelsea have no victory. At Stamford Bridge in particular, they have a win percentage of less than 50%. It's absolutely awful, but it is what it is. They are awful, but no more awful than this team that I'm about to show you next. Manchester United, they visited Brighton, and they took 4-0 at the Amex Stadium. Well. Man United humiliated at the Amex Stadium. United say they had not much to fight for the rest of the season anyway. The ones that really had something to fight for were Liverpool. They hosted Tottenham Hotspur with an eye on a victory and 3 points that could possibly take them a step closer to possibly winning the Premier League title. All right, so Liverpool dropped points. But that victory still took them to the top of the Premier League table, level on points with Manchester City, who were yet to play. Well, City did play, and that was today. They absolutely destroyed Newcastle United and moved 3 points clear. They won that match by 5-0. Emphatic victory for Pep Guardiola's men. 3 games to go, 3-point lead at the top of the Premier League table. Does that mean that a title race is done and dusted? Does that mean they have the advantage now? Does that mean they have the momentum? A lot of questions, but we'll find out in just about 2 weeks' time. There's still 1 game to show in the Premier League, and this had implications on the top 4 race. It's Arsenal. They took on Leeds United, and they won that game 2-1. So that's that. Arsenal won. Let me show you the full results from the Premier League, match week 35. There you go. It's Crystal Palace who won 1-0 against Watford. This result means that Watford have been relegated. All right, relegated. They become the second team to be relegated. Forget about the heading that you see there. It's match week 35 action. 36 for some teams. United have even played 37. So, but Chelsea also drawing 2-2 against Wolverhampton Wanderers there. But that result at the top is very critical. Palace won, Watford 0. Watford relegated. They join Norwich, which means just 1 more team will join them. And that team could either be Leeds United, Everton, or Burnley. And Everton did themselves a big favour today. They won away from home to Leicester by 2-1. That result took them out of the relegation zone, and Leeds dropped back in to the relegation zone. Burnley and Leeds, of course, have exactly the same number of points. Everton just a point above them. Let me show you the league table from the Premier League and then see what it means. All right, I don't think we have that. Okay, let's move it on. Coach, I don't know. I know where I want to start from.
Go ahead.
And I want to start from Man United and Ralph Rangnick. 4-0. You have always been very critical. You were very critical of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer when he got fired. When Rangnick came, you believed that he was the man to take tensions around. Before I put words in your mouth, let me show you this, Coach. Do you remember this? This particular tweet? This is from you on December 29. December 3 was a Friday. We did Panorama on that day. At 13:18 GMT, you were getting ready to come for the show, and you were gaslighting United fans, like you always do to promote the show. And you put this out there, Coach Christopher Nimley, you said, when the Godfather walks in, all the kids stand and submit their tactics to him.
Definitely.
Listening to Ralph, the DNA of this United team is already reborn.
Sure.
And all the against supporters unions will feel the sensation in their bones. Go Ralph Rangnick. Go United. Go see yourself. Coach, I want you to read this in your own voice.
No,
because it sounds, yeah, I know. But it sounds, I like how you say it. It sounds, better in your voice.
Okay.
Yeah, go on.
When the Godfather walks in, all the kids stand and submit their tactics to him. Listening to Ralph, the DNA of this United team is already reborn. And all the Again Supporters Union will feel the sensation in their bones.
That's right.
Go Ralph Rangnick, go United, go CR7.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's right. This is from you.
Yeah.
Now, I have a few questions.
Go ahead.
First of all, have the kids submitted their tactics to him? Second, is the DNA reborn? Third, is Ramney still going? Is CR7 still going? Is United still going? You said go all those 3 items.
Yes, so Rangnick is still going. United is still going. CR7 is still going. Do you know why? The fact of the matter is this. At the time of writing this,
Yes.
we were all of the view that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was solely the problem. And when you go and pick the brain behind Jurgen Klopp, they have never denied that. The one who virtually tutored Toto Alote, he has never denied that. Has Toto denied that? He has never.
Coach, you know what I really want to say?
You
Somebody
just
said he gave them all hand ass.
no. So, you see, at the time of tweeting
Photocopy.
this, at the time of tweeting this, whoever knew Ralph Rangnick clearly will buy into everything I said there. The manager walks in, I say 1 month into his reign, he told the board that with this crop of players, close to 12, 13 of them, it's just not up to it. The manager said, it is clear that 30% of the goals scored in the Premier League are all from set pieces. So as a tactical genius, we'll spend 30% of our training session practicing set pieces. Hey, Maguire and Co, what is that? Where from him? Who knew him? Where did you bring this man from? Rashford and Co. Then they started complaining. So 3 weeks into his reign, David De Gea said, the intensity of this man's training is the best I have seen for the past 3 years. That was a dig at who? At Solskjaer. Look at David De Gea's performance. Ronaldo has never complained about this man. Varane has never complained about this man. Bruno Fernandes has never, Jadon Sancho, Elanga, never complained. So when, instead of the players submitting themselves to be coached, one of the things that made it even more serious, okay, Man United will be playing 7 p.m. in the next game. Ralph Rangnick says, as part of my routine, as part of my way of doing things, our next 4-5 training section will be at the time that the game will be played. Hey, Rashford and Co. They started complaining, started leaking to Paul Scholes and Gary Neville and Ross, saying all sorts of things. So I am happy that after putting out this tweet out there, the board, the people at Man United have seen that Rangnick is not the problem. That is why he's staying on. Rangnick is not the problem. That is why he has gotten Man United to appoint his first choice as head coach of the team in Ten Hag.
Are the Again Supporters Union still feeling the sensation?
They will feel it. In due course, they'll feel it.
In due course.
They'll feel it in due course. You see, this Man
Will they
United
be feeling it because Rangnick?
Of course. Have you listened to Ten
So
Hag?
Rangnick will leave and another man will come.
Rangnick is not leaving. Rangnick came in as an interim manager. But he's going
So
to
you're
stay
saying that
on
if Ten Hag
for 2
comes
more
and starts to
years.
perform, we should always be giving the credit to Rangnick?
You see, not always giving the credit to Rangnick.
He has a part to play.
He has a part to play. You see, it is transition or transfer.
Okay, let's just say you're saying he would have laid the
He would have
foundation.
laid- and look,
Here's my other question to you,
Go
Coach.
ahead.
You said that now Rangnick has come to expose the fact
Yes, he's done that.
that
The players are not good
are the
enough.
problem.
Yes.
The players are the problem.
Yes.
In hindsight, though, were we fair to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Because now it's obvious. Now that you say it's obvious, the players were the problem. Have
built-
always been the problem.
This is Ole's team. So
Is
he was. Do you want me to go on? He didn't buy De Gea. He bought 4 Bisakis,
Maguire.
Maguire,
You are full of praise for those players.
Listen now, I'm not the one spending the money. If I'm spending, I will not buy one Bissaka. I will not buy a size 58 size defender who cannot jump and run and pass the ball. I will not spend 80 million, 7 years.
You said one Bissaka was the best 1v1 defender
the
league has ever seen.
I have never taken that away from him.
And why would you buy that?
The game has evolved.
Did you know that when you were describing him as...
No, I said 1v1 defender.
Yes.
He's the best. I've never taken that away.
You don't want the best 1v1 defender?
I'll go for the Chelsea boy. What is the name?
Reece James.
Of course. 1v1, you won't beat him. And when he comes over he adds something special. So if I've got money to spend, you 1v1 defender.
Do you need me to remind you of what you said when United signed Maguire? You said ball-playing Maguire.
He's ball-playing.
What ball has he been playing?
Nobody denied that. You see?
I can't see it.
No. Let me tell you something. You see, when a player is being bought into a team, you look at what the man has done elsewhere and another. So this job that we do.
So when you did that,
listen, this job that we do, there are things we say
that don't
based
happen
on
always.
things we have seen.
Yes.
And there are things we will continue to say based on things we'll be seeing, as in the case of Maguire.
I get it. So
understand?
here's my question to you on Maguire.
Yes.
So you're basically saying that at the time United signed him, from what you saw, it was a good signing.
From what I saw at the time,
Yes.
he wasn't my first option.
Yeah, but
once you didn't get him, the question, would I have signed Maguire? No, I wouldn't have signed him because there were two players to be signed at the time. The one that Pep Guardiola bought,
Ruben
Diaz. If you look at the two of them, obviously the Portuguese boy was the best defender, but typical of United, English-centered, English-oriented, English players, Zuku English players. That is what they want to go and buy. So when you look,
Coach, I remember something different. I don't remember you quite clearly counting the players United should buy. Apart from Maguire, you also mentioned Maddison, you mentioned Chilwell. No. You said they were all coming home.
I said Chilwell. But Chilwell is a solid left back.
Yeah, he is.
So if United had bought Chilwell, look, the only player I wanted United to buy from Leicester was Chilwell. I didn't mention Maguire, did I?
What about Maddison?
No, Madison in Keleden Chehani.
You say he was.
This way, which literally means that he should respect himself. As and when we come calling, he should submit.
He said, and I remember famous words. He said, no, your famous words were, he has agreed to extend the contract so that when United
on condition that
when we come calling, he will come home. We have not done.
But to put things into context,
yes.
United didn't sign Maddison, but he highlighted a need for a number 10, and then they went for Bruno Fernandes.
You remember at the time. So we got it, and Bruno Fernandes' numbers is beyond measure. Look, the fact of the matter is,
3 months on from the tweet, you think that
this team has checked out.
Yes.
They know.
For the season.
Not for the season. Most of them away. What
like,
season?
The
team, apart from the goalkeeper, Varane, Sancho, Bruno Fernandes, Cristiano Ronaldo, Elanga, the rest are all Zuku. They've checked out. Wow. They've checked out. Okay. Look, Mata, Matic, Cavani, Pogba, Lingard, Phil Jones, Bailly, Wan-Bissaka, Alex Telles, they've all checked out.
Keep forgetting Martial. He's still a United
player.
He's
checked out. Martial is not going to come back. Okay. And you know what I'm doing? Let me make my last point. Yesterday, Nketiah and myself and Yao Minta, we did something fantastic on radio. You saw the Caicedo boy. That boy was offered to Woodward and Matt Judge. The one who used to carry Woodward's briefcase all over the place. The one who gave Maguire 7 years contract, £200,000 a week. The boy was offered to United for just £6 million. They said they won't buy the ball. I sat on Sports Panorama that I have called Ed Woodward. Go and pay the money. That ball is 20 times better than Scott McTominay.
Of course.
Look at McTominay's technique. A player.
I think even in the Premier League, you can find 30 DMs better than
I
McTominay.
say if I train for 2 weeks, no more. If I train for 2 weeks, if I go and hit up and hit up on my toes for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Break and looking pass. Break, pass. What? McTominay, I would do 20 100 times better than he's done.
You look fit. You are fit.
That has never been in doubt.
Never.
Have you ever doubted my fitness?
Your coach, you are fit.
You can't doubt my fitness.
Coach, you are fit.
You understand? So this is, look, they've
Your
checked
point
out.
is very well made.
And then let me just make my last point on the Liverpool Spurs game. Look, I watched that game. If you believe in coaching, this is coaching from Antonio Conte.
Klopp says he said it's his personal problem with teams that play like this.
Yes. But you want always teams to come and dance to your tune. They should come and play to the way you dance, you play the music, and so that you dance to them and beat them. This one, look. But for the deflection, when we did the game on radio, after the first half, I said, look, Spurs will win this.
Yeah.
Because this game could go on all day and Liverpool were not going to break them down. But very typical of a very good team like Liverpool. When you cannot carve them open, you try all other means. And one of such means was to drive the ball from distance. And this Luis Diaz boy.
Oh, boy.
This Luis Diaz boy.
Fantastic player.
Look, again, United should have bought him.
They had a chance.
Even they should have paid the money. Yeah. But the board told Rangnick, no. We won't spend any money without a substantive manager. We'll be eating into the transfer budget of that manager. So, no player. He wanted a midfielder. He wanted a striker. At least give him these two. But for Cristiano Ronaldo and David De Gea, United will be 15th in the league.
I don't doubt it.
15th.
Daniel, you get the last word, and I want you to comment on the Man City and Liverpool title race and what this weekend's results mean for the two teams with 3 games to go.
You can understand Jurgen Klopp's frustration, and it's silly noise he's making, and it's just basically because he's frustrated. Of course, no Spurs fan has come to complain about how their team is playing, and once they are enjoying it and they are getting results, that is their problem. So I think what Klopp is saying is utter nonsense for me. But you can understand his frustration because he knew he needed the 3 points. Now what he means is that the 3 points gap between the two teams and Manchester City having a +4 goal difference ahead of Liverpool almost means that Man City can avoid to lose one of their games. Liverpool will come level on points, but then it will come down to goals, which Manchester City are more than capable of getting back on track. So I will not say it's done yet. I think I'll wait till after next weekend's matches because City go away against Wolves, which can be tricky. Yep. In fact, they have 2 successive tough games for me. 2 away games, 1 against Wolves, 1 against West Ham, which will be very tricky. But after those 2 games, honestly, if it's left with 3 points when we are going to the last day, there's no way that Man City are going to let their guard down. So it looks like they are almost there. We've seen them in this position before, and that's the thing. A lot of people like to chase, but I think for Manchester City, they are one of the best teams when it comes to sustaining a lead. They know how to handle the pressure when they are at the top of the lead, and that's why you don't want them to get there, because when they get there, it's very difficult to get them off the peak, and it was always going to be difficult. The fact of the matter is that the league was never in Liverpool's hands. Yeah. They needed to do their part and hope that Manchester City drop points. Yeah. So they will right now just be hoping that Man City don't drop points so that we will not come back to this Tottenham game and ask ourselves, what if they had won. But look, it was never in their hands. And for City, their eyes on the prize. Now they've lost out on the Champions League in such painful fashion. All they can win right now is the league. They missed out on Carabao Cup. They missed out on the Champions League, missed out on the FA Cup. And all they can do is to win the rest of their games to be able to win the title, which looks like it's very possible. But quickly on the Arsenal game, very interesting game. And although they were not convincing against Leeds United, I'll repeat it again. At this point in the season, it doesn't really matter how you win at all. There are a lot of factors that come into place when it comes to things like this. So you need to just get over the line. And for us now, that 3 points was very important. What it means is that they can afford to play for a draw against Tottenham Hotspur on Thursday night, and they'll still be in a very good position to finish in the 4th spot. So it will be very interesting week to come. But yes, for Arsenal and City, they are in exactly the place that they wanted to be. All
right, so Arsenal in full control of their top 4 hopes. City in firm control of their title race as well. We'll take another break here. When we come back, look back, we'll comment on the Chelsea draw and their new ownership and take you around the globe here on the show. This is Scorecard. Don't go away. You're watching Scorecard on Citi TV. My name is Fentio Tahiri Fentio. We're on the last leg of the show. Let me take some of your messages that have come through. I'll start from Twitter. Real Montana says, Coach Nimley, Daniel and Coach Nimley should understand the fact that Klopp said it's his problem, and that doesn't make it an excuse. Ibrahim says that I'm proud that Arsenal has proved Daniel wrong against Bewu, he says. King Selassie says, Coach Nimley go kill man. McTominay there. We think he's fouling people means he's doing hard work. He has played 5 seasons now, and we think he's still a kid and improving. He's got attitude, but not for United. Dominic says, please tell Coach Chris that he was the same person praising Wan-Bissaka and Co some months ago. It's very difficult trying to defend a Bonkele team. TFC Saka says, McTominay, he made Coach they drop moves. Right. Cobb says, Coach Nimley is too fantastic. The way Danny too, they gas him up. Morfire says, stop defending the indefensible with political responses. Ragni has been shambolic, inconsistent. Just admit it. United has one of the best squads in the EPL. Enough of the excuses. Hansai says, okay. Ora Amo says, Fent, I'm telling you the truth. Coach Nimley is rather feeling the sensation in his bones now. My old boy told me, when your matter no good, you talk plenty. On that note, Josh Jr. he says, Coach Nimley, they explain plenty. We are tired of the plenty talk, he says. More messages here. More Billion says, Fent, can you ask Coach Nimley about United buying Frankie de Jong and pairing him with his old buddy Van de Beek? With Ten Hag being the coach, do you think it will be good business? Yes, of course, but you know for sure that Barcelona are not going to sell. Let's move on. More messages here. This one says, good evening. I beg, what is Coach talking about? Kwame Pepra is playing in the Confederation Cup, and Coach thinks Mbella and the Lions can't play there. Kotoko can compete with some inclusions and better preparations. Samuel Mano Kure says, frankly speaking, this AC Milan side won't even make it to the top 4 of the EPL. Winning the Scudetto, in my opinion, will be the weakest opponents a champion has had running, he says. All right, Selicam says, Coach, how are you doing? I like your outfit. Nice pics by Madame, he says. So,
as usual.
Awad Gerard says, my darling club has to play their best away game yesterday. We shall win the FA Cup and get the opportunity to play in Africa next year. Phobia, he says. Gambero Roland says, hi, friend. I think it would have been a disgrace for Man City to win the Champions League and the league with no striker, considering how other teams are investing in strikers. Awal Gerard says, my daddy Jose was very emotional and in tears after Roma's victory over Leicester City, not because of anything, but the English media and their bias. They called him an Ancelotti finished, but both in European finals. Now, support Jose and he will deliver. Mosadik says, fatigue and anxiety is gradually killing the Kotoko team. Sami Ashon says, Fentio, have you realized Man United has scored 57 goals and conceded 56? And now with a goal difference of just +1, with only a game left. Incredible stuff. Francis Kinuni says, Chelsea FC raised we the supporters' expectations high at the beginning of the season and have disappointed us. Every team is beating Man United, but we couldn't. That is shameful of Chelsea. Samuel Kwame Ayaba says, good evening, Fen. Coach and Nimley, we the Liverpool fans aren't giving in yet, and we will still win the EPL. Fen, please tell Danny K to demonstrate how the players, that's Felix Annan, respond when you shout Maryland Bobcat. This is something that is in reference to football. Wednesday afternoon show. Yeah, it's crazy. Okay. Abdul Basit Mutawakil Kasim says, Fent, for another time, I'm using your platform to tell Daniel Cranton to apologize to every Arsenal fan and Arteta for looking down upon us, he says. Arsenal will be great again. Let me take one more message from Twitter. Abdul Wahid Ra'ul says, good evening, guys. I will continue to say this. It's good to support an inexperienced team like Arsenal than to support confused teams like United and Chelsea. Them champagne. Great show, guys. Thank you very much. I read those messages from Twitter. where you're leaving your messages with the hashtag Scorecard. Keep them coming. I'll read some messages from WhatsApp as well. But let's move the conversation on now and take you to Italy, where the title race is heating up. AC Milan played a few minutes ago. They won that game by 3-1, so they now have a 2-point lead at the top of the table over Inter Milan, who played on Friday night against Empoli, took a 2-0 lead, and everyone thought that perhaps a shock was in the cards. It wasn't. They came back strongly, won that game by 4-3. So they won that game by 4-2, came from behind. So AC Milan needed to win, and they did. They responded today. They also won their game by 3-1. Genoa, they took on Juventus. Juventus, on the other hand, they're in a hand for Champions League football. They lost this game to Genoa by 2-1. All right, so Juve is shocked. Here are the full results from the Serie A this weekend as well. So this was match week 36 in the Serie A. So there's just 2 more games, 2 more match days to go in the Serie A. You saw that Verona losing to AC Milan 3-1. The result confirmed. And the rest of them you see there. Now, here's the thing. With the 2 games to go, AC Milan play at home to Atalanta. And then they finish the season away to Sassuolo.
It's difficult.
Atalanta, Sassuolo are the 2 remaining games for AC Milan.
I think they will win both games. They are already champions. They will not
For Inter Milan, and they have a 2-point lead at the top.
Yeah,
Inter Milan will have to play Cagliari
At home.
away and finish at home to Sampdoria.
I think
Those are easier on paper.
Yeah, I think that the 2 teams will all win their games, and AC Milan.
And then AC will win.
Coach, that last day away at Sassuolo will be extremely difficult for
Sassuolo are a very tricky team to
They are
play.
a very tricky team.
If you follow them of late, Sassuolo, their form has dipped.
It has.
They are losing left, right, center. And this is the Serie A we are talking about.
Don't go there, coach. Don't do that.
Look, we started following football since time immemorial.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I'm saying what I know about the Serie A. It's 2 wins for Milan, 2 wins for Inter. Milan's are champion.
No, but
You see, what would have changed that would have been if they were playing themselves.
Each other.
AC versus Inter, each other. Then we'd have gotten something different. But once they're all playing separate teams, look, everybody will do their
No,
homework.
but Fen, what was very interesting for me this weekend was when Inter were 2-0 down. That was after about 30 minutes.
Yes.
They were 2-0 down.
Yeah, to Empoli.
Yeah, they were still favourites on the betting odds to win the game.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
That hardly happens.
No, to win.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying that maybe by looking at the game. For example, if Man City start a game against Brighton, they're dominating, they're creating chances, and Brighton get 2 accidental goals. City will still be favourites to win, especially after 30 minutes. I'm sure once the game progresses, I'm sure the more the game progresses without them getting the equalizer, then those odds begin to reduce. But after 30 minutes, I would pick Inter Milan favourites to still, with the remaining 60 minutes, to be able to win the match.
If you looked at the way the game was going, at least the odds should have dropped to say maybe Inter to draw before now moving to
win.
They stayed their favourite to win throughout.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm saying, this is the Serie A. So let's go.
Good questions. Let's go to Spain. Real Betis, they took on Barcelona. Barca are basically chasing that second position, and this victory is guaranteed them, almost guaranteed them second in the league. From the way they started, where Xavi took over to this point, coach, you have to give them credit.
Of course, man.
Yeah.
If he had not stepped in, maybe they wouldn't have even gotten Champions League football because they were so far off the pace. Nobody gave them any chance of, yes, maybe finishing 4th looked a bit possible. But for them to have overtaken Atletico Madrid, overtaken Sevilla, and then be the closest rival to Real Madrid, who were obviously going to win the league, it tells you of the progress. But again, they will have to do a lot on their recruitment.
Isn't it amazing to see this kid back?
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
The young man. Look,
And
if only he can stay fit.
Yeah, that's the thing. He needs to find a way to stay
They
fit
need to
because
find a way. I'm happy this time they've not rushed him back. I'm very certain he's going to stay fit, because if you can have
He's
him
an
fit,
explosive
look,
talent.
if you can have him fit, Gavi fit, Pedri fit, Dembele fit, and then put Aubameyang in front of them.
Wow.
Then get like Frankesi and Co going.
Look at that finish from Giodi. He's
He
not
must
lost
get-
it.
And it was an assist from Daniel Alves. This is something that was happening
Regularly.
10 years ago.
2010. Yeah, it's just crazy.
Fullback to fullback.
These particular players.
Incredible.
It's just
Incredible. All
absolutely
right, so
brilliant.
that's that. Barcelona sealing victory there. Let me show you the full results from the La Liga this weekend. See who got what. So top four in Spain is basically sealed. It's Real Madrid, Barcelona, Sevilla, and Atletico Madrid, really. So there's not much to play for as far as that's concerned. So Real Madrid can now afford to lose to Atletico and not even lose a sweat there. So you see the full results as far as La Liga is concerned. Let's go to Germany as well. That's where Bundesliga has been decided. Bayern Munich have won at the title, so they can afford to draw at home to Stuttgart. But Borussia Dortmund, they were looking to seal second position, and they did it with an away victory at Greuther Fürth. Take a look at the two matches. All right, so that's that. Let me show you the full results from the Bundesliga, which is where the top four is also decided anyway. So you see the full results there. Important to pick out those that have secured Champions League football next season. So Bayern Munich champions, they will be there. Borussia Dortmund second, they will be there as well. And RB Leipzig, they finished fourth, I believe, so they'll also be there. And Leverkusen will also be there next season. So I think Leverkusen finished in third position, Leipzig finishing in fourth there. So good for them. RB Leipzig wrapped up with a 4-0 win against Augsburg. Just one more match day remaining in the Bundesliga. In that league, they played 34 games a season, and this was match week 33. So congrats to all of them. Let me show you some boxing, and I'm interested in this. Canelo Alvarez, everyone knows in Sao Canelo Alvarez, the undisputed champion in super middleweight. All right, undisputed champion. He had all the titles in his entire career. He had only lost one fight, and that was to Floyd Mayweather Jr. back in 2013. He got bored of fighting in the super middleweight, so he moves up to light heavyweight. And the light heavyweight division, he's always had this guy, Dmitry Bivol, the Russian. He's held that title in that division since 2016. He's defended it 11 times. But Canelo thought maybe he could go there and take the title. Well, it didn't happen. A unanimous point victory for the Russian. A big lesson for him, Canelo Alvarez. Don't go to another person's division. Let me show you some athletics. There was a Kipkeino Classic in Kenya. Omanyala Ferdinand. He was incredible in the men's 100 meters. And then Fraser Price, yet again, showing why she's called a pocket rocket. Take a look. Ghana, look at what your friends are doing. That competition was held in Kenya. Look at the quality of the track. A Kenyan won the 100 meters. Before, we thought Kenyans could only do long distance. Look at that. And then the women, Fraser Price showing she has no size, really. More athletics coming up a little later this season. But for now, that's all I'll show. Coach?
It's always a pleasure, my brother.
Yeah, always a pleasure. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you all for tuning in. This has been another episode of Scorecard. My name is Fentio Tahiru Fentio. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.